Hello everyone, I am Dr. Anush Tiwari working in Dr. R.N. Cooper Hospital as a medicine senior registrar in the Department of Medicine. So initially when somewhere around in first week of January we heard about this virus coming out from China, we were not really worried much because we have had pandemics in the past like Ebola, HIV, SARS, which were more or less contained without any much changes in our lifestyles. But when in February, when we read the news from Italy and how it has burdened the healthcare system over there, exactly when we realized, this is much bigger and serious than the things we have had in the past. Then finally, in March, when we realized that more and more countries are getting affected, we knew that someday we will be seeing it in front of our eyes. So when in March, when the lockdown was announced and we realized, okay, now the cases are increasing, all the travelers coming from out, they are turning out to be positive. So we knew now sometime down the line it is there. And then it happened. In April somewhere, we started isolation ward because we saw a lot of people, a lot of patients coming in the casualty and dying because of severe respiratory illnesses, and that's when we realized, this is not something normal. This is something more than that. And then everyone started wearing PPEs. Even though Cooper not being a dedicated COVID care centers, we are seeing a lot of cases which are coming as to corona positive. So initially when we had started and when we realized, okay, this is here and we have to start working towards it, I was a bit skeptical. Okay, how will we do it? We have never done it. And anyway, the Indian healthcare system is already so much burdened, even in a normal time, that this pandemic adding further to it, it will just crumble. So initially, when we started off, I had not informed at my place that I'll be seeing those patients. I had moved out thanks to the accommodation provided by the government. So in the first 2-3 weeks, I just did not tell my family that I'm seeing these COVID positive patients because they were already scared. And I could not go back home as well because I have people who are old in my family and who have comorbidities like obesity, hypertension and diabetes. I could not put them at risk. I was not scared of me contracting the virus. I was scared of me giving them the virus. So that is where I decided to move out. That first day, I still remember that first day when we went in to the isolation ward. I donned that PPE. It was uncomfortable. It was the first time we were ever wearing something like that. We had just seen it in the movies or on videos during the Ebola pandemic that had surfaced. So finally, when we started with the work, it was really uncomfortable to work with. It was very hot. You had to shout with that N95 and the face shield. You literally had to shout so that the patient could hear you. You had to bend so that you could hear what the patient is saying. We had to use this pulse oximeter to check the patient's vitals. Some people understand the importance of maintaining social distance, others just do not. So we have to keep on telling them, please do not sit on the patient's bed, please stay away. And there are some who just abandon their relatives and just go away. We have had people dying and there was no one around. We had to call them up and then tell them, please come back. So there are a lot of challenges as doctors we are facing right now. One is, most importantly, the infrastructure, the support staff. Even though the support staff which is there, they are working phenomenally, they are working overtime, but we are anyway less in number. The doctors themselves are less in number, so we have to do much longer duties. My residents who are there working, my colleagues, they are doing like 8 to 12 hours of duty initially when there were less PPs. When the PP started pouring in, then the duty hours was reduced to 6 to 8 hours. So that's how things could be managed. If you wear a PP, you cannot eat, you cannot drink, you cannot go to the washroom. For those 8 hours, you are in that package and you have to keep roaming around in that. By the time you remove the PP, your whole OT gowns and all are wet in your sweat. You are dehydrated. One of my colleagues also started abdominal pain due to a renal stone. So all these issues are there, but then there's nothing really that we can do about it, and we have to just do it till it goes on. And till we do not have a drug which works against COVID or a vaccine, I think this will continue. One thing is that I really don't know when will this all get over. We are just hoping that it does, but in Mumbai it doesn't seem like getting over pretty soon, because the numbers day by day are just increasing and there's nothing we can do about it right now. Yes, we are seeing deaths as well, but we are also seeing a lot of cases who are being recovered and being sent back home. So there are some positives and negatives to each of it. Future, I think future is very difficult to talk about right now, especially when it concerns cities like Mumbai. I don't know how many months this will go on, because this is just the start. We have not even peaked yet. The moment lockdown is lifted, the cases are going to come in numbers that we cannot even imagine. And in Mumbai, it is very, very difficult to contain it because of the high density population that is here. So I just hope that whatever the government does, the lockdown is lifted in phases or in a way that it does not burden the already burdened health system. And so let's see, fingers crossed for that. And I think we should follow social etiquettes at all times: physical distancing, washing hands, using sanitizers, wearing a mask all the time whenever you step out of the house. It is very, very important. I think in cases like pandemics like this, prevention is better than cure. And for the pandemic, for which we do not even have a cure, prevention becomes the best strategy. So this system of whole pandemic, facing this pandemic, involves everyone, right from the administration, the doctors, the people themselves. And each and every nut and bolt in this machine is important. If even one nut and bolt fails, the whole machine will crumple down. And that is what we have to remember. We have to keep fighting this as much as we can. Maintain our physical distance. Do not burden the system. That is what is all about, flattening the curve. So hopefully, let's see, we will come out of this in a better way.